हरे कृष्णा। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनित्य नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। We have celebrated this auspicious occasion of Dussehra festival, and wishing you all a very happy Krishna conscious Dussehra. So this Dussehra festival is popularly known as the festival where the Lord Sri Ramachandra, he gained victory by killing the 10-headed demon Ravana. So and here Ravana was the demon who kidnapped the wife of Lord Ramachandra, Srimati Sita Devi, and in a mission to rescue her, Sri Ram killed Ravana. So today we will see some glorifications about the Dussehra festival, and the Lord has various incarnations. The Shaunagadi rishis in the meeting of Naimisharanya, they ask Sutta Goswami to give an explanation on the Lord's avatars, on the Lord and the various avatars of the Lord. So Sutta Goswami, he basically quotes the conversation between Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. This conversation spans the Srimad Bhagavatam and is mainly dedicated to describe the various incarnations of the Lord and their pastimes. So Sutta Goswami also, before quoting the conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami, he narrates the first canto, third chapter, which is titled Krishna, the source of all incarnations. So in this chapter, Sutta Goswami has given the various references to Krishna's incarnations. So Lord, in the form of Sri Ramachandra, he has appeared in the 24th Chaturyuga of Vaivasvata Manu, in this day of Brahma. So right now we are in the 28th Chaturyuga. So like one Chaturyuga equals 43 lakhs 20,000 years. So and we have 4 Chaturyugas at a distance from us. The Supreme Lord has appeared. So this is how millions of years back he has appeared basically. And until now also this pastime is very famous, very famous. Everywhere we go we find celebrations, especially in India, of Lord Ram killing Ravan, and this very important festival which is known as Dussehra. So in this connection we have a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 9.11.23, 9th canto, 11th chapter, 23rd verse. Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanair Upadharayan Anrshamsya Paro Rajan Karma Bandhair Vimuchyate. O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. So this in the 9th canto we find, in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we find the reference of Shukdev Goswami about Ram. So Shukdev Goswami is explaining about Lord Rama's pastimes in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the course of this explanation he is speaking this verse and is mentioning about the significance of hearing Lord Ramachandra's pastimes in life, that a person becomes completely freed from the disease of envy, and he will be fully liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. In this connection, we have another verse which is Srimad Bhagavatam 12.4.40, Canto 12, Chapter 4, verse 40. And here this verse is as follows: Samsara Sindhum Ati Dustaram Utti Tirshor Na Anyaha Plavo Bhagavataha Purushottamasya Leela Katha Rasa Nishevanam Antarena Pumso Bhaved Vividha Dukha Davarditasya. For a person who is suffering in the fire of countless miseries and whose desire to cross the insurmountable ocean and who desires to cross the insurmountable ocean of material existence, there is no suitable boat except that of cultivating devotion to the transcendental taste for the narrations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's pastimes. So, the importance of hearing, and that is developing taste in devotional service, is being described here. That it is not completely possible to describe the pastimes of the Lord, because we are infinitesimal jivas, and only the Supreme Lord can properly explain about himself. So we cannot do it, and even a partial appreciation or a partial glorification can save one from the unbearable miseries of material existence. This is the purport of what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, that the fever of the material existence can be removed only by the medicine of the holy name and pastimes of the Lord, which are perfectly narrated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus, Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Purana which is to be referred for all types of spiritual knowledge regarding the Lord, his entourage, his pastimes, etc. We also have another verse which is Srimad Bhagavatam 11.20.17, Canto 11, Chapter 20, verse 17, which is as follows: Nradeha Madhyam Sulabham Sudurlabham Plavam Sukalpam Guru Karnadharam Mayanu Kulyena Nabhasva Te Ritam Puman Bhavabdhim Na Taret Sa Atmaha. So, the human body, which can award all benefit in life, is automatically obtained by the laws of nature, although it is a very rare achievement. This human body can be compared to a perfectly constructed boat having the spiritual master as the captain and the instructions of the personality of Godhead as favorable winds impelling it on its course. Considering all these advantages, a human being who does not utilize his existence, a human life, to cross the ocean of material existence must be considered the killer of his own soul. So this again describes the importance of cultivating devotional service, that a human being who has all of these advantages, that number one, this human body is like a boat, and Guru is the captain of the ship, and the instructions of the Supreme Lord, such as the scriptures, etc., they are the favorable winds. So for the ship to move properly, you need proper winds as well. So this proper winds has been supplied to us in the form of scriptures and instructions of the Lord. Even then, when a conditioned soul does not utilize all of this to perform devotional service, then he is the killer of his own soul. When he engages in profitless talk, in gossip, in prajalpa, that is unnecessary talking, he is just wasting his time. In spite of all of these advantages, he is not using these spotless instructions given by the Supreme Lord to progress in his devotional service. Then he is basically the killer of his own soul. He is entangling himself into this bondage of this material world and staying here, and he is preparing himself to stay here for maybe millions of years. So Srila Prabhupada says that a gap of one gap can last for millions of years. So that's why Prabhupada says finish the business in this lifetime itself. So for this we have all of this. Instructions, Guru, we have Guru as the captain. Our body, the human body, is like a perfectly constructed boat or a ship, and the favorable winds are the instructions given by the Supreme Lord. Moving forward, this world is basically like a jail where the Lord Himself, He is coming and teaching us out of His compassion for the fallen conditioned souls, that how to live peacefully in this jail so that we can ultimately get out of this jail. So He does this when we are unable to make use of the boat which is mentioned in this previous verse that we just discussed. So this human body is like a boat. When we are not able to use it properly for crossing the ocean of material existence, then the Supreme Lord Himself comes and teaches us. He sends His representatives like gurus like Hanuman. He sends the scriptures. He Himself comes to deliver us. He gives the laws by His own example. So Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 3.20, it says, Apani karimu bhakta bhava angikare, apani achari bhakti shikamu sabare, which mentions that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that I myself, I will come and teach the people in general how to perform devotional service. So yes, so we find that here it is mentioned that the Supreme Lord Himself, He is saying that He will come to deliver us when He finds and when He knows that we are not able to deliver ourselves. We are so conditioned in this material world that we cannot do anything. So in this connection, there is also a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 20.122, which states, Maya Mugdha Jivera Nahi Swataha Krishna Gyan Jivera Kripaya Kaila Krishna Veda Puran. The translation is as follows: the conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort, but out of his causeless mercy, Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and its supplements, the Puranas. So the Lord is doing everything that is necessary for a person for delivering us so that we can go back to His abode. And Lord Ram Himself, He is the Maryada Purushottam. He came and gave us the Maryada or the limit in relationships. So Lord Ram Himself is coming and teaching us by His example how to live like an ideal human being. This is what Lord Ram is teaching us. So Lord Ram is not able to bear the separation of the conditioned souls who are all His part and parcels. He is always worried, and that is the reason why He Himself is coming. He Himself is taking the effort to come down into this material world, although He doesn't need to deliver us. And He sends gurus like Hanuman, who with the message, so that he can come and tell the conditioned souls who are stuck in the Ashoka grove of Maya. So He sends the required scriptures which are to be studied. So we have all of this, but still we are not able to make use of them. Moving forward, we will dive into Lord Sri Ram's pastimes, and we will just take a bird's eye view in brief, so that we have a brief idea as to what happens. So the Lord spends 12 years in Balakanda, where he is young, he is grown up, he grows up slowly, and then finally Vishwamitra Muni, one day he comes and takes him, and that time he kills a lot of the demons, as it is given in the books like Ramayana in Veda base, Ramayana by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. All of these can be read to gain a detailed information about Lord Ram's pastimes. So then finally at the end of Balakanda, Vishwamitra Muni takes Lord Ram and Lakshman to Sita Devi's Swayamvar, where Rama succeeds in breaking the bow, and he then marries Sita in great pomp, and they both go back to Ayodhya. So Dasharath Maharaj's party comes from Ayodhya, attends the marriage, does the needful, and they all go back to Ayodhya again, and time passes slowly in this way. So the Lord spends 12 years in Balakanda like this. And coming to Ayodhya Kanda, here is the Kanda where Dasharath Maharaj decides that I am going to make Lord Ram the king. I am going to make Lord Ram the king, and for this he takes the assent of his ministers, and he just says it that now I am going to make Lord Ram the king. And we see how Manthara twists the mind of Kaikeyi into asking two boons. The first one, Lord Ram should go into exile for 14 years, so that and second, Bharat should become the king, so that Ram will be away for 14 years, and then Bharat can establish his sovereignty over the kingdom and gain the favor of the people properly. So this is how Manthara twisted Kaikeyi's thinking, and thus Lord Ram is sent into the forest. And now Aranya Kanda is where Lord Rama's yatra into the forest is described in brief, how he kills Khara and Dushana in the ending, and how Surpanaka goes to her elder brother Ravan that even your other two brothers are dead, so please do something. So Ravana ends up kidnapping Sita. All of these are mentioned in Aranya Kanda. So a few months in Kishkinda Kanda, so Rama and Lakshmana, Jatayu sacrifices his life. Rama and Lakshmana cremate him properly, then they go to search. They kill Kabanda, they get the direction as to where Shabri is, Ma Shabri, and then from there they get a direction where Sugriva is there, and they go and meet Sugriva. Lord Ram helps Sugriva gain his sovereignty and his wife by killing Vali. And then at that time the monsoon season started, 4 months were over. After 4 months, Sugriva assembled all the Vanaras, the monkeys, bears and species like that from all over the world, and he segregated them into 4 teams. So one will go in the north direction, north, south, east, west. So 4 directions, 4 teams to search for Mother Sita. And the team of the strongest people, Angada, Jambavan, Hanuman, all of these people are going in the 4th team, that is the southern team. They are traveling the southern direction because Sugriva thinks that it will be most probable to find Sita in the southern direction. So he gives explanation to different monkeys where to go, how to go, in which direction, because Vali's brother Sugriva antagonized him, he chased him everywhere. So Sugriva got to know the whole world and he told it to all the monkeys, he directed them in the proper way. And just 2 days in Sundarakanda, this Sundarakanda is very important, that just 2 days of it has been described, that how these monkeys who are going in the southern direction, they go, but they are not able to find Mother Sita. They are overpowered by hunger and thirst, and then they enter into a cave. Over there, there is a woman by the name Swayam Prabha who provides them delicious food and then transports them to the ocean shore. And from here, Hanuman is empowered by Jambavan. Jambavan sets the right example as the leader. He doesn't take credit, he works as a team. So I cannot do it, but I can see that you have the capability to do it, so you should do it. This is the mentality of Jambavan. So he tells Hanuman, he reminds Hanuman of his powers. And because Hanuman was so naughty during his young times, the sages cursed him. Hanuman had gained benedictions from all the demigods. Once when Hanuman went to devour the sun god, Indra struck him with his vajra, and then Vayu got upset that his son had been killed. So to appease Vayu, all the demigods gave benedictions, and this Hanuman started troubling everyone. So the sages cursed him that you forget the potential. Only when somebody reminds you of it at the right time will you remember it. So Jambavan says that it's in the service of Lord Sri Ram, so let those powers be invoked back again. So then Hanuman jumps, and in the Sundarakanda his brief meeting with Mother Sita is described. He comes back and delivers the message, and all this team of the southern ocean, the people who came to the south, they all go back to Lord Ram, and the start of the Yuddha Kanda starts from somewhere there, where Hanuman comes back, gives the message of Sita to Lord Sri Ram, and then Ramji sets off with everyone to the southern ocean, and from there he builds the Ramasetu, goes to Lanka, and long story short, fights with all the demons, kills everyone, and he kills the 10-headed Ravana, recovers Mother Sita, goes back to Ayodhya on the Pushpaka chariot. So this goes to Ayodhya back on the Pushpaka chariot, and the start of the Uttara Kanda, that is the last Kanda, begins from there, where Lord Ram is coronated. He performs, Lord Ram is coronated, the kingdom, the affairs of the kingdom are going on very nicely, but one day Lord Ram realizes that people are accusing him for keeping Sita Devi in his house, because Sita Devi was kept in the house of Ravana for a very long time, and they were criticizing Lord Ram that how could he accept Mother Sita again. But although Lord Ram knew that Sita is completely pure in her character, but for to give assurance to the whole world, he already performed Sita's ordeal in Lanka itself. But again here there is the accusations which are coming over him from the people about him. So he could not tolerate this, and he arranged for Sita to be sent away. And Srimati Sita Devi goes to Valmiki's ashram, sage Valmiki, who at that time is writing the Ramayana under the inspiration of Sri Narada Muni and Brahmaji. And Valmiki gives shelter to Sita. Shatrugna comes by to kill Lavanasur, and like that. So Sita's sons are born, and they grow up, they speak, they learn Ramayana from Valmiki so well, they go in front of Lord Sri Ram, and long story short, they present it completely, and Ram realizes that these are the twin sons of Sita, no doubt. So he calls Sita for again an ordeal amidst all the people of Ayodhya, and Srimati Sita Devi comes there, and we see in this pastime how the Mother Sita makes the earth split into two and goes into the bowels of the earth with Mother Earth, and Lord Ram gets very angry. He is appeased by the demigods, and he continues his rule. Lord Ram rules for a total of 11,000 years, and then he divides his kingdom amongst his sons. He brings other territories into subjugation, and he divides them into among the sons of Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna respectively. And finally, after all these formalities had been completed, he left for going back to Godhead. So he left for going back to Godhead in a huge procession, and everybody followed him. So not even the ants and animals of Ayodhya remained behind. Everybody followed him, and this is how he went back to Godhead. And this is the end of Lord Ram's pastimes. So all the Leelas in Ramayana are filled with love and devotion. They are very, very much important for all the devotees to read, understand, share, talk about. So from all these, we understand that Lord Ram represents Maryada, or laws for behavior, conduct. He gives pleasure to the people who worship him with devotion. And Lakshmana represents service attitude and Amanina Manadena. So he never expected anything from anybody at any time. Although he was the one who sacrificed a lot for Lord Ramachandra, when at the end Hanuman is glorified as the hero, but Lakshmana does not ask, at least give me one Parambir Chakra. He does not expect anything from anyone. Bharata represents, he bore the weight of misunderstanding. So he represents tolerance. The whole kingdom accused Bharata, and even Dussehra Maharaj himself, when he was about to leave this mortal world, his last wish was that my body should not be touched by Bharata, by the sinful hands of Bharat. This is what he says. It can be, if you want, you can throw it to the dogs and vultures, but it should not be touched by the sinful hands of Bharat. So Bharata, even though he is not at fault, he tolerates all this. He used to bath at 1 o'clock in the morning, because people would pelt stones at him when he would bathe in the Sarayu river, when he shifted to Nandigram away from Ayodhya. So that nobody can disturb him, he gets up very early in the morning at 1 o'clock and takes his bath. So Shatrughna is the killer of Shatru. He represents humility. He killed the demon of false ego in the heart. So Shatrughna is topmost. He is superior in position even to Lakshmana, because Lord Ram, the Supreme Lord, says that anybody who thinks that they are my devotees, they are actually not my devotees. But one who claims that he is a servant of my servant, he actually is my devotee. So Shatrughna served Bharat, who was the servant of Lord Sri Ram. So Lakshmana also is glorious, but Shatrughna is even more glorious, because he served this. He was the servant of the servant. So this Dussehra festival is very important for us, because Lord Ram has killed the great demon Ravana, who struck terror even into the hearts of the demigods, and who even proved to be a match for Yamaraj. And he was very powerful, and Lord Ram has killed him. This shows that Lord Ram can just kill not only the demon named Ravana outside, he can kill the demon in the heart also, which is lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, etc. When we hear Ram Katha attentively, the Rama, through the Ram Katha, finishes off the Ravana inside of us. That's how we can become purified. So on this Dussehra festival, we have to remember the pastimes of Lord Sri Ram. We have to discuss with other devotees, and everything, all the Leelas in Ramayana, they are very much filled with love and reciprocation. The Lord reciprocates with his devotees according to their mood and intention. discussing all these, hearing about them, keeping them in the center, always going through these great scriptural literatures and trying to apply them in our life, all of these are very, very important and crucial for our spiritual advancement. So let us remember Lord Sri Ram on this festival of Dussehra, so that he can finish off the Ravana inside of us also, which are the anarthas that we have. So this was my humble attempt to glorify the Dussehra festival. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. కడుపు నిండిందా?